What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. And it is Thursday, which is capture rate day. I have my capture rate runes on. There we go, 40%. And we are going for the ever elusive Driffin yet again in raid 2. So let's see how we go. We have all the animations turned off, so this should go fairly quickly. And I've also acquired quite a few gems as well. I did some off-the-wall things and played some of those games and got some gems up. So if we have a look here, I have 2,817 gems. I'm keeping 1,600 for when Oxler or Bully come up for Persuasion, so I can just grab them without having to worry about trying for gold and everything. And because I've been going for Driffin for like over a month now and it just doesn't seem to want to come up, I thought I'm just going to use the 800 gems if he comes up. And then that way I've still got 2,000 left over, which is more than enough for the Bully or the Oxler. So if he comes up for Persuasion, we're not going to worry about gold. We're just going to use gems and grab him. Now, I've mentioned before that I don't recommend doing this. And I recommend only using the gems for legendary familiars. But even I fall victim to bad RNG. Well, I fall victim to bad RNG all the time. But also fall victim to just being kind of over it and like just having enough of running this over and over and over again, waiting for him to show up. So if you get super bored, there's nothing wrong with spending the gems on epic familiars. It's kind of a bit of a waste because eventually you will get them just by using gold. But if you're sick to death of running the same raid over and over again, like raid 2, as I am here, when I could be running raid 5 getting gear, I don't know, I think the 800 gems is probably worth it, right? But I would run it for a couple of weeks before I got to that stage of just being sick to death of running it without any success. So yeah, I still recommend not using gems on epic familiars unless you just are sick to death of trying to get it for gold. That's my advice. So yeah, so if he pops up, we'll spend the gems, we'll get him, and then we can fuse Walcom, whatever his name is, which will be good. We can also fuse Remroid. And I've mentioned before, I was going to wait until I had either an Oxler or a Bully to fuse one of the Astaroth fusions as well. But they're super rare to find. So I think once we get the Driffin, we will craft a Remroid and a Walcom and add them to our list of familiars. And the Walcom might even replace my my Wembo. We'll see. They're kind of even. They're like, hey, we just got a legendary. I think that was a legendary. The skulls, I believe it was. Yeah, it was. We got this, but we've already got that, so there was no people trying to add us a million times up on the top of the screen when you get a new legendary. Either way, let's go again. Yeah, Wembo and Walcom are fairly even on kind of healing potential. Walcom does have the 20% in rage, no, in power, sorry. And I think it's 20%. I'll have to have a look at that. And Wembo has the 200% crit. So they can both kind of, you know, if you get a crit heal, it's massive. If you get an empowered heal, it's massive. I think Walcom's more of an offensive kind of healer because he also has a 1 SP target enemy spell as well, I believe. So we'll just pick and choose between them and see which one works for us. But will be a good addition either way. So no luck in the first raid as far as legendary, as far as Driffin goes. We did get a legendary, which we do not need. But you know, I guess it's all gear that we can break down for epic material and whatnot. So the time we're going for familiars, we get a legendary. And the time we go for legendaries, we get nothing. So, as is Bit Heroes life, right? RNG at its finest. So, I don't know, I guess these are pretty quick, right? we're almost done two raid 2s in 5 minutes. So we'll see how we go. We'll probably go 10-15 minute video. So maybe we'll get through 4 or 5 of them. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll do some world boss, maybe not. We'll see. The main thing is getting this little bastard here, though. It'd be good to get out of this raid, actually. Because I'm sick of all the bright colours. So from here, once I get the Driffin, I will go to... probably back to raid 1. And try and get the Oxler. So I can fuse Oxelroth. And then I am 2 out of the 3 legendary familiars towards the mythic fusion. So if we quickly... let's quickly take a look at Walkham as well. So if I get Oxelroth, I have him, and then all I need is to then farm up Captain Wombos. If I get a Starly, if I get Bully to fuse a Starly, it doesn't really help me towards this. So I'll probably go for Oxler. Now, Walkham, where are you? You are here. So he's 20% in power chance, which is, yeah, what I thought. He's got the heal, spread heal, as does Wembo, but he's also got this damage to target enemy spell as well. So manual, I think he'll probably be better. Automatic, if you're doing it on auto, I don't know, because he might spend his SP on attacking rather than healing. That will have to be something we test. Whereas if we go down to Wembo, or up to Wembo as it turns out, we see here that he's got the spread heal as well. It's not as strong, but he's got the 200% crit. Although he does have a 1 SP attack as well. But to the closest enemy is nowhere near as good to target enemy. So I think Walkham will edge him out slightly. But yeah, like I said, we will see. Okay, let's go in for number 3. And hope for the best. Okay, well, he's the first mob, so that's good. Nope, it's not good. It's always good to find, if you're looking for the actual familiar, to see them on the screen like this, because you know that they're 100% definitely in the battle. If they're not the actual mob on the screen, then, you know, there's a chance of them not being in the party. Here we get 2, which is lucky, and it doesn't make any difference. So here, for instance, the Driffin might not be in here. And luckily he is. But didn't make any difference. So again, we're at the most amount of capture rate we can possibly have without using a capture rate tome, however you want to say it. So yeah, we're doing the best we possibly can to get those persuasions happening, but they're just not really happening for us. So he's not in here at all. And I don't want purple axe dude to come up for persuasion anymore, because I've got a few of him. Whoa! The one shot. Holy shit. That was brutal. Let's take out the whole team in one hit. Come on, Driffin! Ah, you asshole. At this stage, I'll take anything. I mean, I don't have Kaleido. I've never persuaded Kaleido. I don't think I've ever seen him actually come up for persuasion, to be honest. I'm not going to spend the gems on him, because I don't particularly need him. But that would be cool if he came up. But no. I also just noticed that my team is looking fairly similar, actually. If we go back in here, we can see my 1st and 5th slot both have the same helm. And, well, a very, very similar chest as well. See there? They look very similar. And then we got 2 dudes on the blubbers as well. And then me as a tiger or some form of savannah cat in the middle. Come on, Driffin. Give me a triple Driffin. That'd be good. This is ridiculous. They just don't... Every time I try, I get nothing. Well, the good news is, as far as making videos and recordings and stuff goes, is taking off the animations has definitely sped things up. And even though, yes, the FPS is actually recording, which is good, even though we do get down to 20s and stuff, like at the moment 25, 29, 23, it's not really that noticeable. So it's definitely better off without those animations. But R5 still chunks quite a bit, and I'm not really sure why. Nope, no luck. Now, on topic of friends lists and a lot of people that have been adding me and stuff. At the moment I have 100 friends, and I have about 12 of you on the waiting list. So just bear with me with that. Recently there's been a massive influx of people requesting friend slots, which is great. But I don't, I have a 24-hour kick timer. So if people aren't away for 24 hours, I don't kick them, which is just being fair. And if anyone's offline for more than a day, then they make way for the first person on the waiting list. So if you're on the waiting list, yeah, you will be added eventually. It just depends on how long it takes for someone to be offline for 24 hours. So if you have a look here, oh, here we go. J4E. You're only level 30, dude, but you have been offline for more than a day. So I will look at my waiting list after this video and get ready to invite the next person on the list. So let's go back into Raid 2, and I'll keep having a chat about friends lists and things. So yeah, so if you're in the waiting list, you will get added eventually. Just need to wait for people to go offline. Now I've also had some requests from a few of you actually to do a brand new playthrough, starting from level 1. I don't really have the time to do that, as at level 251 or whatever I am, especially doing R5, 6 raids of that actually takes quite a while, as well as using all the energy and trials and PvP, and then if there's invasion or GVG as well. Like, it takes a while to get through all of those daily things, as well as just real life, just living and living in real life and, having things to do, as well as also recording my Let's Play series stuff as well, which at the moment is Prey. So if you're interested in seeing a Let's Play of Prey, check the channel. There is a current series of that going on. So I don't really have the time to do an alternate account playthrough from level 1, etc. If YouTube was my full-time job, then I would definitely do that, but unfortunately it is not. But I've also had some requests, quite a few requests for people to join my guild. Unfortunately, this is like the only game I play that I'm not the guild leader for. Usually, whenever I play a game that has like some sort of social aspect to it, I just create a guild, because it's just easier to run a guild and be leader and manage people and stuff than it is to be in my situation where I am with this game, for instance. So if I ever play a game, I usually am guild leader, so that with YouTube stuff or whatever, if people want to join in and stuff, I have the right and the privilege or whatever to add and kick out whoever I need to. But in this game, it's the opposite, and I don't have the leader privilege, which is unfortunate for you guys. But I have had some requests for like a viewer guild. So like a guild made up of all of you guys, which I am, I was actually thinking similar, like something along those lines. I just hadn't really made up my mind what I wanted to do, and then I had that request, and that was like, yeah, that's a really good idea. So I can't remember who it was that mentioned that to me, but whoever it was, thank you for that. That's an awesome idea. And yeah, I will make a video about that specifically, just like a 2-minute video or something, named something to do with Viewer Guild or whatever, so that if people don't watch this video, they'll get the message as well. But long story short, if you're interested in being in a guild with fellow players that I've also on my friends list, and like that are members of subscribers of the channel and everything like that, like a Chook sub viewer guild thing, let me know, and you guys can all band together and make a guild starting from level 1 and build it with the group of you. If you would like to be leader or part of the officers in that as well, also let me know. And then if enough people are interested, then we'll get a guild together and make one up, and I'll choose the leader depending on who actually wants to be leader, who applies for leadership, I should say. I'll pick someone, and then you guys can have a guild all amongst yourselves, and it should be pretty good. So the best part of guilds is, for me at least, is the social aspect and stuff. Now I do understand that starting from level 1, you will have less perks than the guild you're currently in. But the fact that there will be 20 of you that are all like-minded and have all come from the same place, I think that would be a really positive thing to have a guild full of people the same as yourself, effectively. And you guys can, grow into a strong bond and help each other out with raids and all the rest of it. So, yeah. Basically, if you want to be in a guild with fellow subs and fellow viewers, then let me know. And that would be good to get that going, actually. Alright, so we're running into the final of our six runs. So far, no persuasions for anyone, let alone Driffin, which is unfortunate, but is usually the case, especially over the last month or so. And there it is. We are at 17 minutes. We've done our all of our raids, so let's go to 20 minutes. And for the last couple of minutes, we'll just do some world bosses, right? And try our luck. So let's go to item find, and we have our 100%. Oops, wrong button. We have 100% world boss item find. So let's just give a couple of these a go. I actually want all lag, so I'll change my filter in a sec to just be all lag, and hopefully we can get a legendary out of this. That would be good. I did actually, I can't click on myself in here. Oh, you can. Okay, you can't do that on mobile, I don't think, but you can do it on PC, which is good. I did actually hit a milestone last night. I finally upgraded my chest piece to fully upgraded, and went over 2.4k total stats, which is awesome. And that's been a long time coming. Now I have basically no of the upgrade material, the tier 8 upgrade materials, and we'll have to farm multiple legendaries to make up the materials I need to upgrade the next legendary, which I mentioned in previous video that will probably be either a ring or a necklace, I would assume. And I do have a ring and necklace in my inventory, so I can choose one of them to start upgrading. And we're definitely not going to rejoin this group because one of those or two of those people took absolutely forever to attack. Let's go with boss just all lag, and let's quickly have a look here. This I finally upgraded, so I've got the helmet and the chest piece fully upgraded, tier 8, and that's it so far. It's been a very slow grind actually, and if we see our total stats, we're at 2447, so almost 2,500 total stats, which is I'm pretty happy with free to play and everything. I think that's pretty good. With no tank, we are definitely not going to do that. And let's just keep refreshing. No, let's summon our own. And tier 8. And with normal, it's really easy. As long as you're around the 2k stat wise. So the two of us should be able to do this. Okay, 3 of us. will definitely be able to do this without any issues. So you don't necessarily need to wait for a full group if you know the total stats needed to clear this out. Okay, well, we got nothing. We'll end the episode there. We did get a Hobbit's Foot, which is good. Because if we go to the fusions and we go back to Walcom, wherever he is, there he is, we can see that he needs a Velk, and Velks need 10 Hobbit feet. So I'm thinking about stabling Walcom, which I realized needs multiple Driffins, which is a nightmare thinking about it. But I can make another Velk, I'm fairly sure. Let's have a quick look. I need one more. I need one more Hobbit's Foot, and I can make another Velk. I have enough to make 2 more of these guys. So, effectively, one more Hobbit's Foot, I can make a Velk. I can make another one of these dudes, and then I'm just one more Driffin and Wardy away from getting another Walcom. So I'm really not that far from getting a +1 Walcom, which is awesome. Just 2 Driffins, really. The Wardy isn't that big of a deal. He's fairly easy to get. But let's leave it there. As I've mentioned, if you're interested in doing the whole viewer guild thing, let me know. Let me know in a comment below, and I'll try and get that worked out and pick a leader and stuff and get that going ASAP if people are actually interested. Either way, we'll leave it here for now. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.